record for episode 29. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of a Good Wrestling Podcast, episode 29. Wow, getting there close to 30, baby. I am your host, Jamal Good, and I am joined today by Will. The system is flawed. Will, how are you today?
Down with the fucking system. Let's get this shit fixed.
Just said, going to keep it PG.
Motherfucker, look who you fucking talking to. Do I keep things PG?
Oh my God.
This face is not PG, nor is it PC. I am not PG. I am not politically correct. You got the wrong motherfucker.
Trying to get some money, Jesus. We're also joined today by Buddy, hailing from this week, England, Baltimore. But Buddy, welcome to the show.
You didn't say my name right.
Samoa.
No rehab needed.
All right.
Shout out for all the quitters in the world. Cheers up, bitches.
Wow.
I want to start drinking because my everything.
Wow. You're just as bad as Izzy's father.
I know I say it every week, but wow.
Woo!
What a week in wrestling we have. First, I want to give a shout out to Comcast and Apple for the delay in my screen. You guys both suck. Thank you.
All I gotta say is this: this week in wrestling was amazing.
So let's.
You know what I mean? Like it's bad. Where I mean, shout out to John Good for going to rehab.
We'll get to those. Let's.
No one told you to drink as a character.
Oh, Jesus.
No one told you to go close to the sun. Icarus. You know what I mean? No one told you to do that. But cheers, motherfucker.
Oh, Jesus.
He's already starting. You're not even 5 minutes in.
Only one with the clean mouth over here. Okay, so let's start off with this past Monday night on Monday Night Raw. What a lovely show it was. Hold up.
Not unless you name it not according to Roman, but we don't get to that later.
All right.
Roman is the best thing in wrestling today.
So we had.
I want to see him and MJF in the program. I think it'll be fucking amazing.
A title match. We'll get to that comment. Hold on. That's struck enough. But we'll get to Monday Night Raw where Becky Lynch defeated Bianca Belair via pinfall. Of course, it was not a clean pin. She used the tights.
Of course.
And exposed turnbuckle.
Your thoughts on, and this took up half the beginning of the half show, the first 28 minutes of the show. Your thoughts on that match?
They need to start doing that more. Start the show with a match. Bring people in. No more. Just as soon as it should start, do a fucking match.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's why Raw was good.
But so with Raw, Raw is different than all the rest of the shows. Raw is a 3-hour long show. You have a lot to fill. Now, granted, you probably could have filled that with some of the people that you let go in the past. We're going to talk about it when we do our weekly news.
You really?
What?
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain people out there, if you don't like your job and you get fired, don't complain. That's all I got to say about that.
What about the people you're pushing them?
Again, there's a lot of wrestling companies out there. If you don't like what you're doing, it's okay to leave.
Malachi Black wasn't one of those people. He didn't ask for a release. They let him go. They just repackaged him. And they let him. I mean, it was a good thing for him. He's doing good in AEW.
We'll get to that conversation a little bit later. Let's kind of stick to the topic game.
We also had Big E defeat Kevin Owens. I've seen some critics say that this current champion is not bringing in the ratings that everybody thought he was going to.
Let's be fair. Even Roman doesn't always bring in the ratings like they wanted to.
Because the problem is the reason why any ratings are going down because they broke him up with New Day. Like, I don't understand. Like the faction that was working, you split up and were like, all right, we're gonna make you keep this whole show, but you're gonna have Xavier Woods. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's like they don't want to make money.
They should. Like seriously, Survivor Series coming. Seriously, Survivor Series coming up. The biggest thing you could have had would have been New Day versus Bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
But nope.
That's what I thought it was going. I thought it was going to be a 3-way Survivor Series: Hurt Business versus New Day versus Bloodline.
Like I get the idea of one Biggie to stand on his own 2 feet without a New Day. Fine, do that. But that don't mean you gotta separate him from the group.
But the crazy thing is, they still doing the storyline on SmackDown. It's like, and again, if it's going to lead up to that to Survivor Series, don't have the Bloodline to beat up New Day and have Big E on Raw.
It's not because the 5-man tag has Xavier Woods in it.
That don't matter. Concept.
Oh yeah. So, quick side note. Yeah, they did announce. This was dumb. They announced the teams on Twitter.
Right.
So Raw got Rollins, Owens, the Mysterios, and Balor. SmackDown got McIntyre, Woods, Sami Zayn. McIntyre, who's the other team? McIntyre was Sami Zayn. I remember. I was just looking at that damn list team.
I know Brian Elred punk ass. I really can't stand that motherfucker either.
McIntyre, Woods, Sami Zayn, Hardy, and Baron Corbin.
Yes.
Like, seriously. So that already kind of ruins the idea of first and foremost, they fucked up because they damn near forgot about Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm. And it seemed like that's what happened. It seemed like no one was talking to somebody else. Like, oh shit, we gotta this is happening, isn't it? And you gotta send it
there was no qualifying matches. There was no build up to it.
Or
the women's team is just as bad.
I got another thing. I think they fired so many people. They don't know who the hell is gonna be on the team.
Like Raw got Bianca, Rhea, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Zelina. SmackDown got Sasha, Shayna, Shotzi, Natty, and Aaliyah. And the worst part about it though is like normally in Survivor Series build-ups, there's the idea that the champion could be somebody else leading to the event. We're not getting that.
No.
Because we already know Rollins is on Team Raw. So unless they have Rollins beat Big E, which ain't happening no time soon, Big E's gonna be. I mean, granted, I don't mind seeing Big E versus Roman. I'm fine with that, but just the build-up kind of sucked.
It's not kind of. It's really, really sucking. It seemed like
previous years were better thought out. You will put your champions versus champions. That means your heavyweight champion versus heavyweight champion, your tag team champions versus tag team champions, your women's champions versus women's champion. It was great. You know what I mean? It was that I'm gonna defend my brand type shit. Where now you're just going back to traditional 5-man, and it's not that appealing. Like,
not only that too, but it's literally a month after the draft. If you're going to do Survivor Series, you want to give them a little more time to, have loyalty to your brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's one of the reasons why the whole 3-way match with NXT worked well. Because a lot of people on NXT brand was on NXT for a minute. So they was loyal to NXT.
Mm-hmm. And that's another reason why I don't got fired.
Fuck off.
Everybody who Triple H put his time and effort into, Nick punk ass, that bastard, that dirty bastard Nick Khan fired him.
He built him up.
He did him, or like Max Cassidy said, John Laurinaitis.
He built him up for the Indies. That's all he did. Sucks.
You notice they're not putting Nick Khan's name in the media, right? Everything's going to be on John Laurinaitis because John Laurinaitis can take the heat. The real man behind the scenes is not going to be able to take that heat.
The funny about it though too, like I said, they got rid of a number of people.
Wait.
Some people.
Get that later. Let's finish up Raw.
All right.
We also had Austin Theory defeat Rey Mysterio.
Okay, so I'm confused about this gimmick Theory has.
Okay,
I don't understand it. I mean, I understand when Tyler Breeze did it, but now it's like he wanted to do us.
But it made sense when Tyler Breeze did it because he was meant to be a pretty boy.
Right.
So it makes sense that he always had the phone with him or
Mhm.
trying to take selfies of other people because he's trying to get himself in the shot too. It made a lot of sense.
Right.
Austin Theory, I don't get it.
I don't get it. It's like, my thing is he's not a bad worker, but he's trying to do his best with that gimmick. And I understand the selfie because I think it's a shot at fans to try to take selfie with people. But I don't. It's like it is what it. Do what you got to do, baby boy.
It probably is a shot at fans. You know, W ain't all W won't hesitate to take a shot at their own fans
At all.
I mean it's not bad, but at least make the gimmick a little more entertaining.
Exactly.
We had Carmella and Zelina Vega, Queen Zelina Vega, team up and defeat the current tag team, the women's tag team.
A random tag team match with two people that don't really team up together
at all
for a set of titles where you have not many teams for.
Nothing. They don't have a women's division. It's like 6 women.
Everyone else got fired.
Remember when the whole idea was for the women's tag team title was to be defended on all 3 brands?
Mm-hmm.
You saw how that quickly fizzled out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I look at NXT. Their women's tag team division was way much better.
Exactly.
I can watch them.
Hopefully, they don't fire more people.
Let's hope not, but we're asking for too much from this company.
That's true.
We had the Dirty Dogs defeat the Street Profits.
I'm a fan of the Dirty Dogs. I am. But I can see all of them again. It's like the only reason why Bobby Roode didn't get fired because he's with Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler got a couple pictures of Vince McMahon that he will never get fired.
See, Dolph didn't want to. A couple years ago, Dolph didn't want to work. He wanted to leave, and Vince told him no.
Exactly.
So did Sasha.
Mm-hmm. He got his favorites, and he got his other ones. Like, you get the fuck on. You get the hell on with you and your mama.
The other thing is the fact that I don't mind it. I want it. This is sad because I do want to see more tag teams than the Dirty Dogs, the Street Profits, and RK Bro. And I understand AJ's out for non-injury reason. So I don't.
Chad Gable and what's your name?
Alpha Academy.
Word on the street is that Chad Gable was supposed to be leaving.
Oh yeah, I think his contract's on the same.
Yeah.
I think Kurt Angle said he wanted to manage that tag team.
That would be amazing.
He said he wanted to manage American Alpha.
Yeah.
When there was a team.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been perfect.
It would have been perfect. Hell, I even tossed Charles Benjamin into that.
Yeah. Like honestly, like when American Alpha first came up, I wanted them to be teamed up with Kurt Angle.
Right.
That's what I wanted. Just think about it. Like you got what? You got what? 2 All-Americans and the Olympic hero. Why that team went together? Fuck.
Exactly. Let's for that new kid that's supposed to be coming over.
But speaking of RK Bro, you heard the mashup theme they got? I just heard it recently because I wasn't home when they came out.
Oh.
So RK Bro, they mixed their themes together.
Okay, I don't remember it, but I did hear it. It wasn't something like, oh, I want to jam this shit.
Yeah, like we listen. It sounds like Randy Orton, but if you listen carefully, you can hear the music from Riddle's theme.
Mm-hmm. And you know that means they're about to break up soon.
Pretty much.
I should have broke up a long time ago. I hate that team.
Yo, he's still knocking your bro.
Legalize it, man. Stop it.
Yes,
I guess the main thing is like, real. Who's going to take the tag team titles off RK Bro?
Anybody. I don't care. Give it to Selena and Carmella. I don't care.
Why would you do that to them?
I can't stand RK Bro. I can't stand his mustache. It's like
Wow.
goatee. Like,
Orton? Damn, that's
yes.
a little much. Okay.
Yes.
That's a lot of hate.
It is.
Unnecessary hate, but okay.
Oh, his mustache is dumb. Well, on NXT 2.0.
I have to say that I didn't think I was going to like tie-dye Nickelodeon.
Yo,
But
you
this
say
show,
that every time we talk about NXT. You
I
say that
know
every
it's
time.
like I go into it saying like I'm gonna hate this shit, and it's like, yo, that's like that's the second best wrestling show. And shout out to Hannah Steiner.
Wow.
So, unfortunately, Zoe Stark is out for injury, so she's gonna be out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, best well wishes to her and her recovery. On the flip side, this puts Io back in the main title picture, as well, and gives other people like, let's say, Caden and Casey a chance for the women's tag team titles. So I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got?
Come on.
That dance off, that sing along thing. It was the weirdest thing possible.
And
but it was funny though.
It was entertaining. That's my thing. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
As long as it's entertaining, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Although, when you were singing the Shawn Michaels theme song, my lady decided to fucking mute the TV.
Oh.
So she can't stand Shawn Michaels theme.
Why? It was a shit back in the early 90s. It's kind of sexist. It's kind of sexist now. You no one realized who the fuck who his character got stolen from.
What else we got? We also got but that dude that was singing it, he might be a big star someday.
No, WWE.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, true.
And it's like they treating it like a graduation. It's like everyone's graduating from NXT and go off in the world. They're treating like the finishing school. It's like once you, and that's when one of the things Jim Cornette said it online. He was like, people don't understand what they're doing. What they're doing is they're releasing all of the indie talent and promoting their internal talent. I get that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I came across something recently where I think it was from Dave Meltzer, where they said that they're focused on people in their 20s and then have like a legit athletic background. And I get that, but there's also a problem with that.
Why is that?
So okay, so there's nothing wrong with trying to find people in their 20s and with a legit athletic background. Cool. However, as we all know, not everyone with an athletic background can be a wrestler, much less a WWE superstar. That's why there's a problem. You need to have, in my opinion, some form of balance of those with athletic backgrounds,
right,
with people that actually have wrestling experience. That way they can work. That way, those with athletic backgrounds can learn from those wrestling experience to potentially become bigger stars.
Right.
If you just have those with athletic backgrounds, like, what do you get?
I mean, one of the things, I agree with you, wholeheartedly agree with you. You need somebody, or you need a wrestling hand to teach them how to do it. Right. But the one thing, I'm mad that I have to say this aloud, is the fact that WWE likes training their talent without other people's bad habits. And Triple H said this a couple years ago. He was like, a lot of people come here with bad habits, bad wrestling habits. Yeah. And we got to clean that up. Yeah. And put them out there. And it's like, okay, this is the reason why you do this. This is the reason why you do this. This is the reason why you do this. That's how you go to Performance Center. The problem is that you can't have 60 plus people on your roster because everyone's not going to be on TV.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the issues that AEW's going to face. Because if you look at their product,
that's one of the issues that most wrestling companies face. Because Good thing about like most wrestling companies have at least well over 100 people. Impact,
Exactly.
Ring of Honor,
Mhm.
NWA, so on and so forth. They have a lot of people, and unfortunately, not everyone's gonna get screen time.
Exactly. And somebody's always going to be better. And one thing that I will say that's going to be bad in the next 5 to 6 years, I would say 5 to 10 years, is the fact that WWE is flooding the market with all of their trained talent.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is all of the wrestling is going to look like WWE. I mean, I don't know if they did it on purpose. I don't know if it's a master plan or they was looking at their books like, we got to make money. We can't keep holding all these people on here and just pay them just to be paid.
Now, part of that is their fault to begin with.
True.
Because
they started
when AEW popped up, there was real. They was sitting there saying, "Oh, we're gonna hold all this time so they don't get this, they don't get these people."
Mm-hmm.
Only to fucking release a good chunk of them later.
They released close to 70 people. Within 2 years, they released 70 people.
They released literally a company's worth of wrestling.
Yes. And I'm sitting back looking at like, what my thing is, as a business-minded person, why do you have all these people? Ooh,
right,
whiskey, and you're not using them. So once they all get put out in the industry, it's like the one thing that I will say is, and this is the positive about it, is that the territories are coming back.
And
with Championship Wrestling of Florida, Championship Wrestling, Hollywood, Championship Wrestling not Mississippi, Memphis.
Right. So basically we're kind of getting the territories back that W tried to move away from all those years ago.
And that's a plus. That's a plus.
It is a plus because now you can get people that want to work but can't get into big companies can find something to do.
Exactly.
And right. And if they happen to get signed or like get booked, not signed, maybe they have to get booked for one of the big shows because they happen to be in that territory, then that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end of the day, they can go back to their show and make money there.
Exactly.
So it's not all bad. It's just right now it's like, what the fuck?
Exactly. And I'm gonna sit back like, I get, because everyone's not, it's like, I don't like how they blanket, we all getting fired because of this. No, everybody had a reason why they got let go. If you're disgruntled, you got let go. Here you go, your stuff. You can go. If you have mental health issues, I get it. Here you go. Vaccinations, I get it. Let go. Or don't say shit. Don't say nothing because half the things out there is being made up anyway. I was reading the article online. They was like, "There's a reason why this, and this." I'm sitting back like, that's not the reason. The person said why they got let go. They wanted time off, and WWE granted them all the time in the world because she got fired.
Right, and some like say Lindsay and Graham Metalik. I think it was Lindsay that said it though. I can't remember, but he didn't like how he was being used on the show. And let's be 100% honest, him and Graham Metalik were a tag team, but they was barely on the main show
at all,
which doesn't make sense. It's odd because like you're a tag team, you have two divisions, two shows with tag team titles. Why aren't they on these shows going after these tag team titles? Why did they just pop up for the fucking 24/7 segment? No, put them in tag team matches. Let them go with the tag team titles. So you get elevate your titles. Give people a reason to want to see these titles be defended. That's one of the things I can give.
Go ahead.
It's one of the things I give other companies. Like, and yes, I'm not just saying AEW because other companies do this too. They make their titles seem like big deals, despite the fact we all know that they're kind of not.
Right.
But they at least bring the illusion that these titles are big deals because you have multiple people going for them, or at least building their ranks up to go after them. Like Impact just introduced a fucking digital media championship. The fuck?
And the wife of one of my favorite wrestlers, John Grissom, his wife has it.
Yeah, he's the current holder. And like when you first think about like digital media championship, what the fuck is that thing? But they built it up. It was like, yo, this is something we can have people go for. Why not go for it? And right now, she already has a first challenger.
Exactly.
So yeah, like at least build these people up. So hell, I gotta go AEW. The fucking BTE championship is a comedy thing. And look, you got people trying to win it.
I mean, I look at it. I'll go to ROH, like where they had a tag team, then they got the trio champions.
Yeah,
and legit for the show stream. That's real. Like people really go there and challenge for that championship. You cannot beat Shane Entertainment.
Right, and it's like everyone thinks that we're gonna go to this big company to become world champion, and like we was talking about last week with Xavier Woods, not everyone can be the top dog. However, you can go for a championship. We're not saying you can't go for a championship. It's just not everyone is going to be built enough to be the world champion.
Right. I'll say back to Xavier Woods or King Woods is the fact that what they're doing with him is brilliant. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like he's making it feel like this is why I came to WWE to get this goddamn get his title.
Right.
Let me do what I do.
Right. He wanted to be king of the ring, and I showed him why he wanted to be king of the ring. He's having fun with it.
Having the time of his life.
And it's stuff like that. It's like, I want to go to this company to headline WrestleMania. I want to go to this company to become top dog. I want to go to this company with my sibling to be tag team champion, so on and so forth. Everyone has reasons to go there. It's not always to be world champion. Sometimes they may just be a tournament. They're like, yo, I want to go to New Japan and win the G1 climax. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. That's how MVP was. MVP was like, I did everything I wanted to do in WWE. I want to go over here and do this. And they granted his release.
Right. Right. Daniel Bryan said he wanted to go wrestle other people and wrestle in Japan.
Yeah.
And they let his contract go out.
Right. He'll be back though.
Yeah, more likely Bryan will be back though. More likely.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's this idea that people tend to keep in mind, like, what's the point of going to WWE if you don't want to be world champion? Because that's not the main thing.
In same aspect, at one point in time, the WWE Championship was the pinnacle of, wrestling.
It was.
I feel the same way about the NWA belt.
Led up to that too.
The same thing about the NWA belt. A lot of people don't realize how the NWA influences wrestling because one, you have to find their product. You know what I mean? There's a reason why the NWA is out there. I mean, you have to be on Fight TV. You're on the app and start watching it, but they have great matches there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to the Pope. He was a former TV champion, but that's the reason why he went there. And he pushed it. And I mean, I'm waiting for him to become the NWA champ.
Yeah. There's a reason why when The Miz won the Intercontinental Championship, he said he wanted to make this the most prestige title in the history of WWE. And for the most part, he did his job.
Damn sure. So right now, whoever got the belt now, we don't talk about it. That's what I'm saying. We don't talk about
it. Yeah, we don't really talk about it. And I can't really blame Nakamura for that because he could look at his former championship runs. That's not WWE. No, let me phrase it. That's not main roster. Look at his NXT championship run. People wanted that shit from him, and he's like, "Come at me, and I'm gonna kick your head. I'm gonna take your head off." And he did that. New Japan, come at me, I'll take your head off, and he did exactly that.
Is it more of the wrestlers, or is it more of the segment itself?
I think it's a combination of both.
You got to make me want to watch you.
I hear everybody's comments okay, if you want to step up, you got to do this, do that. But all right, so I go ahead and do this, and then I get back to the gorilla position, and it's like, well, why did you do that? Well, you should have did this.
But you got to understand, it's different. It's different. When you are wrestling for a certain brand, their brand, you're being sold for a brand, not for the match. The one thing I always tell people is the fact that WWE isn't for wrestling fans. It's for the common audience. You got to make me want to sit down for 45 minutes to an hour to watch a match, and it's not going to be for a headlock. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll sit there and actually watch the match. Certain people only want to be entertained. A novice fan is not going to care about, like, the one thing I will say about AEW, they have too many inside jokes. You know what I mean?
They tend to.
And like,
and
you
if you're not,
if
you're not knowledgeable about wrestling, you're not going to get most of it.
Not gonna get it. Like the whole situation with ROH with the Briscoe brothers. Amazing talent. But if you're not a wrestling fan, half the sticks you don't get. Like a couple years ago when he was using the Confederate flag, most blacks was like, "What the hell is this?" But if you didn't realize what they were about, you were like, "Okay, they're not racist."
Or like Jamal's favorite thing in the world, a pure wrestling championship match.
Completely.
Most wrestling fans, most WE fans, most sports entertainment fans aren't going to sit there for 30 minutes watching a pure wrestling match
at all.
But wrestling fans are going to watch that because it's the tension of it. It's the tension of who can get the better of the opponent and how they're going to win, especially if you got two people that are submission specialists outdoing each other.
Mm-hmm. And that's the whole point. That's like sitting there watching a chess match. That's the pro wrestling show. If you sit down and you watch it, you analyze how can I break out of this one, how can I do that one. And John Grissom's is one of the best ones out there. Him and when DB do it, it's going to be amazing.
Right,
but it got to get to that point.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, it's the CZW style death matches or the New Japan style death matches. Most people are going to look like this is too violent. We don't need this.
Why so many? Like, and you sit back in your mind, like, how many light bulbs do you have to bust until you lay down? Like,
right. Most wrestling fans like, look, you done went through damn near everything from barbed wire light bulb tables to being tossed off a fucking ladder to a barbed wire chair. Stay down, God damn it.
And then I don't remember who did it. I believe it was David Hero. He was a wrestling opinionist. His thing is you do all of that stuff and you win with a roll up. It was like, what's next? Like once you get to the point where I put you through 4 tables and everything else, and I win with a schoolboy. Why did we do all of this thing? We did all of this, and I went on a schoolboy.
It does kind of beg the question though too. But it's something I think it was Roman or someone else.
That was Jim Cornette.
Somebody said it too. Like when you do too much, you lessen the impact of it.
Exactly.
I think it was Dave. It was somebody. I forgot who it was. It might have been Dave Meltzer. It might have been Jim Cornette, but it was somebody. And for the most part, I do agree. I think we talked about this last time. Like, for example, finishers. Yeah, with finishers. Like, there's certain spots where if you do them more than once, it loses effectiveness.
Super kick, the DDT. I remember at a point in time, the DDT was the most devastating move out there. When you hit the DDT right, you shouldn't get back up. It should not be the third move in the match.
Hell,
same thing with the super kick. The super kick is they use the super kick as a move to prep for another move. Like super kick. If you got to get back up to do the finisher, then you don't do the previous move.
Right. Like fucking the Canadian Destroyer. When I first saw Petey Williams do that, it was the craziest thing around. Now even in WE is considered a transition like move. The one move off the top of my head that if you get hit with it and you kick out, I'm calling bullshit, is the Burning Hammer.
Yes.
The OG Burning Hammer.
Yes.
If you get hit with that and you kicked out, I'm dropping everything and walking out because there's no way.
No way.
Like,
but then you got some wrestling fans to be like, if you do your who was it? It was if you do your finishing move within the first 5 matches, that's why the 5 moves of death is make it believable. If this is gonna be your ultimate move, you do that shit first. I mean, but there's like you look at pro wrestling fans like, yo, you have to lead up to that.
Right, you lead up to it, like you build the tension. Like you don't just fuck, unless your name is Goldberg, you don't fucking drop your finishing move within the first 5 minutes of the match.
Exactly. That's why Goldberg was quote unquote believable because that's what he did. Fuck it. This move's gonna be my ultimate move. I'm doing this shit for the third move.
Or if you do it though, at least let the person like find a way out so you can wait it now so you can do the shit.
The only match I believe that's how it went was the Legion of Doom. When the Hawk and Animal went in there and they beat the shit out you and did it and they left back out where their biz was still cold, I believe it.
I mean, yeah. Like you said, Goldberg matches, 5 minutes, spear, pick up, jackhammer. You're not getting back up. Like,
you're not getting back up.
And mind you can come back. You can like you can sit there and do all this shit. Come back and play. Come like a plate of nachos and a nice drink or beer, or whatever. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm about to watch this match.
Because remember that was back then to non-UFC fans. That's how the UFC should be. And I mean, it shouldn't be a long match. If you know you're a better wrestler, that's why I like most matches or most UFC don't go outside the first round. Like, if you get this one-hitter quitter, hit the one-hitter quitter. Fuck it. Why are we doing all of this? You get paid the same. But
in the same time, you go for a one-hitter quitter and that person counters you, then
exactly.
Like, but like something like that, it all depends on something that all depends on who it is.
Exactly.
Like I said, Goldberg,
the believability of it.
Like Goldberg, it makes sense. Spear done. Roman, you don't see him doing that because most people know how he works.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Lesnar, you can see him doing like 20 different suplexes, hit you with an F5 and you quit.
Exactly.
Kenny Omega, no. That man needs to build up to the one-wing angel because one, it takes some time to preparation, and two, as he's holding you, you can get out in the process. Mm-hmm. You can elbow in the head, but if you're worn out, boom, you're done.
Right. And that's another reason why he's not believable.
But most wrestlers aren't believable, but yeah.
Especially him.
All right.
AEW, let's talk about Punk and
bro, that promo.
How did you feel? I it's like I compared Icarus more too close to the sun, but I dug it. But those two people, it's like Kingston don't know what to say out of his mouth to start. He don't know what the fuck to say out of his mouth. No, that's the one person you don't give a live mic to. You don't. Him and Homicide, when they were the tag team, you don't give them a hot mic because you have no idea what the fuck they were talking about that.
But is that bad? No.
It wasn't bad. It was just like, it was cringe. If you wasn't a wrestling fan, it was cringy. Like, I could not show that to my kids.
Yeah, but I was watching that promo. Not too long, like earlier today, and I was watching it like, okay. No, they're talking a lot of shit. And then the part that got me the most was when he said, after I beat you down, do me a favor, quit again for 7 years. And I was like, oh.
I was like, oh.
I'm like, oh, no, he did not just say that.
And he just put it out there like, okay.
Is it not what you want from somebody to talk to CM Punk because CM Punk is that mouth? Yeah, I mean,
that's not what he's saying, though.
That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is there's certain things you shouldn't say in a promo.
Why? Because
it's too much an inside joke.
So, prime example of that was when the Usos was like, he basically made a porn tape and bust on the belt. Was that not appropriate?
No, it was not.
It was not.
No. Talking about coming on the belt is not appropriate.
It was funny for those who are wrestling fans and know what's going on. But in reality, everyone's just confused. Like, what the fuck? What are they talking about?
What are they talking about? What are they talking about coming on belts? Like, what is this?
Because we're sitting here and listening go, don't get all red at all like your boy Xavier Woods. And we're like, oh, no, he did not.
When John Cena talked about both of the Usos being on
just like your mugshot. Right. How did it feel getting arrested?
You sit back like, whoa, TMI. But for a wrestling fan, it's amazing. But on the flip side of it, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
I mean, again, look at Max Caster. He just did a promo on Daniel Bryan on Rampage where he ended with we ended basically saying he's gonna cause Bryan we say, where's that?
You talk about ending the career just like your father.
Yeah,
Shit like that.
He's gonna end Brian's career faster than his father-in-law.
Right.
So here's the thing. You said, what is it going to do? It's going to get ratings.
For who? Talking about somebody who's not in your product. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm Google it. You know what I mean? But if you don't know who the hell his father was, it's like, what the hell is this? Then you have to explain the joke. If you have to explain the joke, then it's not funny.
Right. And since most wrestling fans don't know that Brian's father-in-law is John Laurinaitis because John Laurinaitis married Brie Nikki Bella's mother,
Right.
and most people won't catch it.
So you're taking attention from your product to someone else. That's why WWE will never ever say anything about AEW because the first thing. Say it again, Brother Ball.
You said that about explaining the joke. You ready?
Yeah.
Look up the Aristocrats.
Listen, I got a mean Aristocrats joke, but the point is, once you take away the illusion of it's only my world, you don't get it. You don't understand. You take everything away from your product.
The Aristocrats.
I mean, and I get that, but on the flip side, it's this is where the whole idea of they're just WWE guys come from.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Malachi or Andrade. Hell, if AJ were to leave and go to another company, most people who don't know AJ's career outside WWE are going to sit and say, "Oh, it's AJ, another WWE guy." Meanwhile, someone like us, like, hold the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Hold the fuck up. This man was not just a WWE guy. The fuck are you talking about?
The same thing when I think look at Adam Cole. Is the fact that I met him at MCW. I had we go back goddamn 20 plus years. But
I found out about him in Ring of Honor.
Right.
And he goes WWE. And as AEW, for most WWE fans, it's just not a WWE guy leaving. No, motherfucker. No. This man's a seasoned veteran.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are you talking about? Now, it's something different when you got, like, say, a Big Show and a Mark Henry. Yes, those are WWE guys.
No.
That's a different story.
No.
Mark Henry's WWE guy. If you're going to say that.
Big Show WCW guy. Yeah. WCW. Mark Henry's a WWE guy, yeah.
And and again, we go back to what WWE focus on. They only want to focus on their guys. They want to focus on their talent.
And that's realistically fine. But then you got to go with the whole thing where the whole name change thing comes in. And people coming into companies with their own names, their own brands, their own markets. Exactly. AJ Styles is a prime example.
Exactly. Him, Joe, like everyone who they couldn't change their name to.
Yeah.
It's like what the hell ever. Like the only people are safe are real Samoans in WWE.
And Nakamura.
No, that's not true.
What? Who's not?
Naya.
Naya is a cousin of a cousin.
She's Samoan, though.
No, her mother has Samoan on her. She don't got no Samoan on her.
I see what you did there.
Ha! You see what I did? Naomi's safe. She got Samoan on her.
Stop.
But what?
Stop. Stop. Enough with the innuendos.
But Nia was unsafe. Fuck that. I'll put it out there.
Yes,
she was unsafe.
Nia was unsafe.
She was unsafe and she was dangerous to work with. She should have got fired like 5 years ago.
Look what happened to Bailey. Look what happened to Cardi. Look what happened to Charlotte. Look what happened to Becky.
When she punched Charlotte for real in the face, no, she But your mental health is you need to stop eating ho-hos.
Without that move, we wouldn't have had that Stone Cold.
With Becky, yeah.
So
speaking of Becky, somebody brought up a good comment.
She's getting annoying. She's getting really annoying.
How we go from Stone Cold Steve Austin-esque Becky Lynch to Elton John like Becky Lynch?
That's what happened when we had babies.
Her husband.
That's one way of looking at it.
And that's one of the aspects that we have is the fact that, again, creative. She should have came back as a face.
Should have, yeah. Should have still been
Now
that Stone
she's
Cold Steve
mimicking
Austin
her
aspect.
husband. Now she's mimicking her husband. That's what it boils down to.
Because the thing, we don't need big top decks. We don't need another king. We don't need another King of CrossFit God drip.
Mm-hmm. Only drip that should come out of the titties.
What?
Nothing. All I'm saying is she's getting annoying. She's getting to that peak of, all right, we get it. We get it. You're getting annoying. Like Becky Belair, she's amazing on the mic. She's amazing in the ring, and she takes this shit seriously.
Yeah, I think the only real thing that you and Aaron had a problem with is the fact that she sounds like damn near every other black girl. And
like you don't have to be. You can be intelligent. Big E said it. You can be intelligent and do this. You don't have to be ignorant or have that ignorant stereotype. Just be yourself.
Look at Big E. He comes off like a fucking preacher.
That's what.
It's hilarious, though.
And that's the one thing. Like, he was raised in the church. You know what I mean? So it's like you're not going to get him to be a yo boy. That's not him.
Right. And if you look at Kofi and Woods, they don't do that, but they do their own thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Woods doing this whole king thing now.
Right. Kofi comes from a family where everyone was educated.
Yeah.
Everybody was educated. You know what I mean? Same thing with Woods. Woods a fucking doctor, like a legit doctor. He's an anime guy. He's a doctor. Like, it's not a
gimmick. That's how he is.
That's how he is.
Which is why this whole king thing works well for him, because
he had a time with his fucking life, right? He had a time with his fucking life.
Like when he came out on SmackDown and threw all those shots at Roman and his nickname, I was done. Yo came out, Kofi, go, Circle. Where's my table? I was like, yo, throwing all the shots to Roman. I can't.
And that's what should happen, you know? Like, that's what you elevate somebody. That King of the Ring should elevate you to be a top star.
Right.
He's gonna lose.
Yeah. But we know that.
He's gonna lose. But it should lead to Bloodline versus New Day.
It should. And it should potentially lead to Woods becoming Intercontinental Champion.
Exactly. But Nakamura got it, and he's chilling.
Yeah, again, this is one of those scenarios where it's like, I don't know why you have championships if you don't want your champion. This is a Dean Ambrose situation.
Yes.
When because Dean Ambrose was U.S. champion for what, a whole year?
Yep.
And defended 4 or 5 times before he lost it? I was like, goddamn,
championship. Right. It should be that. But again, one of the things with that, I believe that match, that title should be defended every show. It should be the equivalent of the TV championship. Every show should have an Intercontinental. Every show should have a U.S. belt made. You know what I mean?
In my opinion, that show, those belts should be something similar to the X Division, where certain stars get that belt and get elevated to the point where they're world champion, but other stars get that belt and bring that belt up higher while bringing their division up. Literally, Nakamura being champion should be able to elevate himself with that championship belt to be in the world title picture. Drop that belt to whoever and let, say, someone else like a Woods win it and let him elevate the Intercontinental division, that division and whatnot, while Nakamura is in the main event. But WWE isn't doing that. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, your mid-card title should help certain stars go to the next level, while other stars help build that division up more, so we can get more different competition, more different matches and whatnot. Like,
I agree.
Like, for example, the fucking North American Championship. When Johnny had that shit, let's be fair, who wasn't on his ass? Pause. Like, shit. Hell, and mind you, while he was still North American champion, what'd he do? Go after the NXT championship until he lost the North American championship. So it should build certain people up while others can build the belt up itself. But we're not getting that from the main roster, really.
Can we talk about the Cruiserweight Championship, the NXT Cruiserweight Championship? And I love that program.
Roderick Strong has?
Yeah. I don't know why I like that program. The big black dude, I can't remember his name.
Odyssey Jones?
Yeah. He was like, I want the belt. They was like, but you're not in the weight class. He was like, I don't care.
I think you like it because 1, it's funny, 2, it's true, 3, it reminds you of the X division. Think about it.
Because when Joe had it, it was just like, why the fuck you got this belt? But you see how he's flipping around.
Like you are bigger than most of the people in this division, and yet you're whooping everyone's ass.
Right.
Your only real competition was AJ and Daniels.
Right.
But it worked though.
It just, I'm sitting back, I'm watching them like, yo, why didn't they do this? It's like in my mind, like, why didn't they do the center? Why didn't they do this? Like, I should not like this.
Right. But remember, when Joe won that title, what happened? It elevated him to the main event scene.
Yes, it did.
And on top of that, he elevated X Division because everyone's like, yo, you too big for that title. Give me that title. Bitch, who the fuck you think I am?
Right. It's my title.
Time. Like, bitch, just slapping everyone around.
And I will say this on here. Bryan Danielson cannot have a bad match.
There's very few people that can. You know a match is gonna be good with certain wrestlers.
Right.
Now, the storyline may not be that good, and that mostly depends on the company.
Mm-hmm.
But match quality. Now, the only time a match quality was bad, and I think part of it is because of expectations to the company they're in, was AJ and Nakamura.
No. I'm talking about what he did. What his current run at AEW.
Oh no, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about because that match. I know you're talking about because that match with Anthony Bowen was pretty good. Obviously, and that match with Eddie Kingston showed up Eddie Kingston's toughness to the fact that he fucking passed out and didn't tap out.
And Nakamura and AJ Styles, I think it was more of a shot than a match, if that makes any sense. It was like they needed something else. They couldn't just do it off their per wrestling talent. It was like they needed an angle so one of them could turn heel. That's why Nakamura kept knocking his hit him in the nuts and say me speaking that was fucking amazing. Like me speaking English and walking away.
The whole no speak English was fine. The multiple nut shots, not really.
And like he didn't have to do it. It's like you didn't have to do it, but I understand why you did it.
Like the first time he did it when he lost at WrestleMania,
right?
Then you know AJ trying to get answers and everything. Yeah, he could have. Yeah, the whole no speak English thing was fine. It's just, was there a reason to keep nut shotting this man every time you got a chance? First it was cringy, then it grew funny, and then I'm like, okay, enough of the nut shots.
Enough. Wear a fucking cup. Like
AJ, come on, man. You know this man's going to nut shot the first chance he get.
Exactly.
Although what happened to John Silver was funny though, because fucking Adam Cole tried to nut shot him. John like, no. Here's a nut shot your own. And then fucking Taz like, this man cheated. I'm like, yo, Taz, did you just ignore the fact that Adam Cole tried to nut shot him?
You ignore that. It is what it is. You ignore that shit.
It was hilarious. I was dying. I was like, yo, I can't.
So SmackDown. Let's talk about SmackDown. And since we talk about King Woods and the head of the table and Roman Reigns being fucking hilarious,
right?
His line was like, "I take a vacation, and this is bad as Raw." And when he looked at the Usos, like, "What y'all laughing at?" He started on like, "What y'all laughing at?" You're part of this.
No, just say I take 1 week off and the show sucks. It's no worse. It's no better than Raw. And then he gets on Paul Heyman like, Paul, what happened last week? And he's just grilling Paul like, Paul, no beat him on the bush. what happened? The Usos fought a New Day. Okay, who won? Paul Wiseman. Who won? The New Day, sir. I'm like, this man.
That's what you need at the top heel. That's what you need at the top heel. I mean, I wish Hurt Business was the same way, but
yeah, fuck Roman. Go ahead.
Wow, that's the only input that you have.
I mean, it's Jamal. You know Jamal hates
Samoans.
I didn't say I hate Samoans. I just don't like this. What's going? Oh, here we go with that bull crap.
Buddy, did he really just say he? No.
He's the Fox News of wrestling. It's okay. It's like whatever you say during the show is what he feels.
So check this out. I'm gonna send. I do have someone that wants to join it for a bit, so I'm gonna send them the link you sent me.
Okay.
But let's continue on still.
And it's one of the aspects of SmackDown is the fact that I don't know why it feels so different than the rest of the shows other than Fox. It's like, why can't it's SmackDown, NXT, and then Raw? Like, I don't like Raw hits and miss so much every episode. It's like, I don't understand why can't y'all stay consistent? Just stay consistent. That's all I ask. Just stay consistent. But no. You know what I mean? Like, and speaking of ROH, we will be in the house.
Yeah, we'll be at RH. But yeah, like you asked consistency from Monday Night Raw of all places. This ain't fucking 2010 no more, bro.
That's true.
Cause as much as 5 years ago, we was getting some form of consistency.
Right.
We rarely get consistency now. It's a fucking shame too.
I was like, I don't understand why. I was like, I don't get it. I legit don't understand.
Yeah. Yo, what's up?
What's good?
So Jamal, buddy, this is my boy Andre. He's also a big wrestling fan like myself.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's good, man?
Andre, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you.
Before we get started, tell us a little bit about your wrestling history and when it started for you and what you like about wrestling.
Well, 90s kid, of course. You know, grew up during that great time of elementary school. Like, yo, did you see Raw last night? Nah, but he did. Like, oh shit, what happened? Going around the playground saying everything from Stone Cold to The Rock. Like, I'm gonna kick your candy ass.
Huh?
Switching over to the ruthless aggression era, and just growing up with that. Kind of fell off after 2009, took some time off because it just didn't feel the same no more. Came back around 2014, 2015,
okay,
and just been back in wrestling ever since.
Okay.
And basically, and when I was younger, it was WWE, but once I found out about all the other promotions out there, I just fell in love. Like, WWE, was a start for me as a kid, but other promotions was killing it. Ring of Honor, PWG. What was that wrestling promotion over in England?
Oh shit, there was a promotion.
You're talking about
World Culture promoted it a lot. World Culture Wrestling promoted it all the time.
Shit, I gotta find that one because I know exactly what you're talking about. You're not talking about Page Family. You're talking about someone else. What the fuck was it? That's what.
So what was the name of that?
Wade Barrett was a commentator for it. I know that.
Defiant Wrestling. I remember it was What Culture Pro Wrestling. Then it's what Defiant.
I thought Buddy would have known since he's from Liverpool. No. Okay.
Defiant Wrestling. I love Lucha Underground for the first 2 seasons.
So okay. Jamal, when the releases happen,
hold on.
Go ahead.
Fuck yourself, Jamal.
So Jamal, when the releases
you will not talk about my homeland of Liverpool, okay? That's off limits.
Here we go with this shit. So anyway, I was saying when the releases happened, Andre was the first person to call me.
Okay. So
because I didn't know about it. He called my phone and told me about the releases.
So what were your thoughts on the releases, Andre?
Easy. WWE has not done nothing to build to Survivor Series.
And you talking about that too.
It's half the talent that was on screen major. Like, maybe they did it because Ring of Honor is currently shutting down for the time being, but they just shot themselves in the foot badly because Keith Lee was a fan favorite. B-Fab just signed a new contract and was called up with Hit Row.
That's what he did sign it.
Hit Row's theme song, the Hit Row ain't there no more. They took her part out from the Hit Row intro.
But he is right. B-Fab did sign a new contract prior to getting released.
Karrion Kross was supposed to get repackaged as Dexter Lewis 2.0 apparently. Scarlett, they botched that because Scarlett and Kross are supposed to be together. That's the package right there. I was pissed off with the releases, but I wasn't surprised because before the releases, they announced their Q3 earnings, which was like 25.3 million, something like that. Yep. And then they released these people. Like, it's stupid.
The product itself, I think, is going to hurt because of this. You have talent that you could have used. Like I said before, you got Monday Night Raw, where at one point in time you had the same three wrestlers, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman wrestle the first hour, the second hour, and then again the third hour. Where this talent that you're letting go, you could have put them in that spot. You could have still had your story with the main eventers. You could have put these guys in those spots or these young ladies in those spots where they could have brought other attention. The one thing that I liked about Paul Heyman, and I say this every time, Paul Heyman was building the bench. He was trying to build a bench with Apollo Crews, trying to build a bench with Aleister Black, and it was one other person he was trying to build a bench with.
Yes.
Right now, you don't have that. You got the same 5 people trying to get the title, or the same 4 horsewomen trying to get the title. You know what I mean? You can't do that. Now your women's division sucks.
Well, it's funny you bring up the whole Bobby, Braun Strowman, and Drew McIntyre feud for a minute. I'm gonna take it back one further for you. I think it was 2016 to 2017. Do you remember this consistent feud that everybody got tired of? Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember them fighting like damn near every week.
Every week, almost every pay-per-view, you had the same feud every single time.
Yeah, and it takes away from the product. It was a point in time where I being a wrestler would wrestle Buddy, for instance. That's the pay-per-view that we're going for. I'll be fighting Will, and then Buddy would come in and interfere in my match to make me lose. And that's building up to my pay-per-view. Whereas now I just saw this match on Monday Night Raw. Why are we watching it again?
Well, here's the problem, and this goes beyond Vince McMahon and even creative. I'm gonna say 3 names: Bruce Pritchard, John Laurinaitis, Nick Khan.
So here's the problem with what you just said. Who hired him?
Easy.
It can't go on Vince. It's Vince.
But when he's gone, who's in charge of the creative? Bruce. Remember, Bruce was only on Raw for a hot minute, but then the head writer of SmackDown got fired or something, or
the head writer
project.
The head creative was Paul Heyman for a minute. Well, yeah, like you talking about beforehand, but more recently, Bruce and Paul were running Raw and SmackDown respectively. And yeah, Paul got dropped, and then Bruce ended up taking both over both.
And then
Right, but the other problem is this too: Vince's image of what he wants. If you look at what the new rules that Vince has now for wrestling, if you can see it implemented. Like, think about it. He wants
allegedly
referees now.
Alleged rules.
Right. You read about the shorter referees to make the wrestlers look taller?
I know alleged rules. We it's been whispers, but we don't know the actual what's what. We only know what the rumors came around. So you gotta say alleged.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I've kind of noticed it on Raw and SmackDown, with the interviewers. How they got the shorter interviews to make the wrestlers look bigger.
Yeah, because I think Tom Pritchard was taller than most of a lot of roster, and he said he had to kneel down just so you can make some of the stars look bigger.
I mean, it's a legit thing though.
Yeah, my gripe with everything that's WWE right now is Paul perfect? No. But Paul Heyman knew at the time what to do, and his plan was perfect. Get these superstars out and just, let them get exposure and just build them up, because right now we can't really have a crowd to gauge them or see how they really feel about them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, on social media and anything place else, we can leave all the comments, the posts we like about our superstars, but you can't really get the reaction you want. Like Aleister Black, I'm a big Aleister Black fan, number one. His work at NXT, I thought was amazing. I thought his best feud was with Tommaso Ciampa. I thought that was his best feud ever.
They probably could have translated over to Raw if you'd have brought both of them over. I mean, I'm fearful for Ciampa to come over to Raw because it's.
Ciampa has already said before he doesn't really want to go to Raw.
It don't mean shit. They want to transfer.
It can mean a lot. It can mean him getting cut from the company.
Let's be real. All of the indie stars in WWE are going to get fired by December.
Pretty much.
Their focus is not on indie wrestlers. Their focus is on homegrown talent. Yeah. So the more that we accept it, and just it is what it is. It's like
we use you for what you're worth, and now we're gonna keep it moving.
I mean, that's one of the things. It's a job. A job is a job. Like in December, all of them will get let go. And then all of the new homegrown talent, we're going to start cheering for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at NXT right now. How's that really going?
Shit. Hana Steiner is amazing.
That's like the only thing that's really.
That's all I need. That's all I need. When he comes out as Hana Steiner and a middle finger to everybody, nothing else matters. The problem with NXT is they lost to AEW. And this is this thing that no one want to talk about. The reason why they're being slaughtered, everybody on that list is being let go. Vince is saying that all of y'all are losers, and I'm letting all of y'all go.
Well, here's the problem. Number one, they didn't need to go. NXT should never win against AEW in the first place. That's how I feel.
It's the other way around.
Yeah. So okay, I remember hearing about NXT was trying to get TV deal prior to AEW's creation, and then both just so happened to coincide on a Wednesday.
Exactly, and that's my issue within itself. Personally, I think it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. I won't take it to your level. Follow me on Twitter, and you'll understand what I'm saying.
I see what he did there.
You see what I did there? Okay. So my issue is the fact that they went head to head. Vince, like, you lost. Everybody who you think is a star is not a star because y'all lost. So I'm going to refresh the talent because Joe Cornette said it. Said a couple of days ago. You refresh your talent with new people because if someone's getting stale, they don't like. If you're not a good person to work with, you get let go. That's my only issue with people now. If you complain about your job and they fire you, don't complain. Nia Jax, I got mental health issues. I want to take a year off. Okay, you have a whole year off because you're unemployed right now. Keith Lee, he didn't like his character. They let him go. That's what you wanted. Hayden Cross didn't like his character. They let him go. If you're getting let go, and again, I'm not a WWE guy. I'm a make sense type person. I don't like what they did, but I understand why they did it. You know what I mean? And again, if everybody go to AEW is going to have the same problem as TNA had a couple of years ago. The moment that you bring in new talent, you elevate the new talent, and the current talent get pushed down. And that's what the problem is. And Bray Windham on AEW, he's not going to be a star. I don't call Paige Hangman because that's racist.
I thought you was talking about God damn it, Bray Wyatt.
Oh, Bray Wyatt is going to be in movies. He'll be back in WWE in I'll say 5 to 10 years. His thing was that he took this shit too seriously. It's a job. Do your job.
Let's talk about a couple topics. Let's talk about Charlotte and wanting to get fired. I believe we touched this briefly on the last show.
I mean, she got Hispanic in her blood. She's going to work.
Can you stop, damn it?
Put like this, she got more Hispanic DNA than black now.
Oh God. Anyway, no. So apparently with the whole Charlotte issue, it was said that the Charlotte issue is kind of tricky because if you're gonna if you're gonna put the blame on Charlotte, you're gonna have to put the blame on not just her, but a handful of different people as well.
Yeah, the creative. They created the monster. You can't get mad at the Frankenstein monster and not get mad at Frankenstein.
Like I said last week, for her to be legit as like her father was, go to other companies, become champion, and then get your 16, 17 that way. Do it that way.
No, you can't say it like that either. You can't say it like that either because Ric Flair was something beyond what wrestling is. But you have to understand how backstabbing he was in the 80s also. They didn't like the fact, people back then didn't like the fact that he always had the belt. Ronnie Garvin went on record, it was like they didn't like how he did it. He always had a down payment for the belt.
Well, they should have stepped their money up.
You can't step your money up. You make money, and that's what the issue is. We live in a time of everyone gets a title. We live in a time of everybody play video games. You have a top star and then you have supporter stars. If your top star can't get the certain things on that, then you're not a top star. Sorry, boo-boo, you can't do it.
I hear you. I agree with you.
And everybody can't get a belt. Everybody can't lead a show.
Right, but this is why I say, some people should they should help those that aren't on the level of a main event should help build up the mid-card title.
For instance, let's look at TNA, right? Moose, amazing wrestler, right? They did all that shenanigans so Kenny Iota can get the goddamn belt. And then what he did, he shat in the bed. They put it back on Moose. He made an amazing promo that made people want to watch TNA again. Because
really an amazing promo?
He put like this. He shot at everybody without saying their name.
Hold on, buddy. He only doesn't call it amazing promos because Moose has a list.
Yes, that list.
Okay. Listen. When they first cut your toe off, Jamal, I'm gonna be there with a jar.
And you know what? It's cool.
Fuck you, Jamal.
It's gonna be cyberpunk rules, and I can get my own get another toe. We all good. I have a nano.
OJ, what you gotta say about this?
Easy. I feel like, okay, with Bound for Glory, that ending, it was fine until Moose came in.
That made Moose the biggest heel right then and there.
That's what you do. That's a middle finger.
I mean, yeah, the heel, but the whole pay-per-view as a whole was kind of like not like the other past Bound for Glory, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. Then the ending for me was just kind of like, now Moose's promo, yeah, it was okay, but I'm saying this right now. Eddie Kingston's promo, That shit
Hey,
is
Andre,
top 10 for
Andre,
this
chill,
year.
Andre, chill. You're
You're
kind of going in
auto-tuning.
and out.
Yeah, you're auto-tuning right now.
So let me ask you this, Andre. What's better, a face champion or a heel champion?
Oh,
Because what you call him win a belt as a face, that's cool, that's great, but for you to bring in more people, because you're always rooting for the face, always rooting for the face. But for the heel to have the belt, now you got people watching because you.
I mean, people watch Impact for the Front of Action Bullet Club anyway. So
yeah.
Ay,
I feel like it depends on who the person is that's the heel or face. Like when Edge was champion, everybody knew he was a heel, but it's Edge we're talking about.
Okay.
Edge knew how to fuck the crowd. Even if he got booed, you still.
Honestly, I agree. I do agree. It all depends on who the champion is. Because think about it. When Bryan won at WrestleMania, people wanted to see Bryan's championship reign because they supported him. On the flip side, though, when Jinder Mahal was champion, you really think people wanted to see Jinder Mahal as champion? The only reason, and if they did watch, it's because they wanted to see Jinder Mahal get beat. But once he beat Nakamura and Randy Orton, people stopped caring. People honestly stopped caring.
and that's my point.
Say what you just said again. They did what when Jinder Mahal won the belt?
They wanted to see him lose, but once he beat Nakamura and Orton, people stopped caring.
They watched.
But remember though, that was the whole point for the Indian market though.
Hold on. First of all, let's break this down. That Canadian is not a real Indian.
Oh, I see what you did there.
All right.
Exactly.
They put a
WWE only
Canadian
put the belt on
wrestler.
Mahal.
Go ahead.
But remember, they only put the belt on Mahal because they were so busy trying to work at a deal with the Indian market and get WWE over there on Indian TV. That's the only reason why Mahal was champion. It's like, hey, India, we're trying to get over here and bring wrestling to you. Look, we have an Indian champion right here, Jinder Mahal.
All right. On that same philosophy, they can say the same thing about all the black champions.
How many black champions have there been?
Exactly. Right now is the most black champions, including Roman Reigns, Jamal, that's out there.
He's not black. Get that fine. Let's get that straight.
I'm about to say, yeah, he was.
If Paul Mooney say he black, he black.
Yeah, let's get Paul Mooney's opinion now.
Oh, he's in the ground.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every fucking week.
But
My soul.
What happened, Andre?
My soul.
all I'm saying is the fact that Vince is about making money. That's all I'm saying. If he sees a niche, there's a reason why Nakamura still has the IC belt. It has nothing to do with American fans. You know what I mean? There's a reason why Big E got the belt. It has nothing to do with American fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and when he dropped the belt at some when he dropped the belt after Survivor Series, no one's going to care.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know what I mean? And we live in an age we want everyone to get the belt, but when you look at the numbers, I said it before. If you haven't bought the shirt of the person that you cheer for, don't complain when he doesn't get pushed.
Right. And then what happened? You bought the Hurt Business shirt and they got separated.
Exactly. So fuck Jamal.
Why?
Huh?
Why did I do?
I don't know. That's the thing.
That was the part that was funny about too. You told me that and you said that, and then you bought the Hurt Business shirt, and about a week after, Hurt Business gets separated.
They broke them up.
I was like, what type of shit is that?
At least they didn't break the New Day yet.
See, this is what you said. Vince is for making money. You break the New Day up, you guaranteed to lose money.
You're gonna lose all types of money.
Like shit, New Day is your biggest money maker right now.
Bray Wyatt.
The
only thing with Bray Wyatt, he ran his course and he was difficult to work with.
He didn't run his course though.
His character was burnt up. What's new after that?
Well, you got to think about it. If you look at it for Bray Wyatt, I would get mad too if you put me in these big feuds and every time I turn around, you want me to be the next big superstar. I'm losing to the old guys. I'm losing to this person. I'm losing to that person over and 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 over again. Yet you still want me to be a top star. Give me some top star feud wins.
I mean, that's why it's called doing your job.
Well, it doesn't help that fact that I guess they was trying to change his character up more than it needed to. That doesn't really help the matter, and it makes sense that Bray was very protective of his character because of how much he worked on it. And it's like I get what you're saying, buddy. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like you gotta think of if you're Vince, then you would realistically want input of your star to make that character better. And if your star disagrees with something, then unless they couldn't come to a compromise, it shouldn't be a problem. There's a reason why something like the Final Deletion worked in TNA and was it was okay at best in WWE.
I agree with you. Certain places, other people can say whatever they want to say. Not in WWE. That's not how it works. And they know it. That's why you get paid more money. You get paid more money for an old man to sit in the back, tell you what to do. And that's the reason why they're always on top. But
then on the flip side, though, when these stars have ideas and pitches they want to give the Vince, we can't then sit there and say, oh, you didn't want to do your job when they actively tried to do their job. And it sucks for some people because some people actively try to go to Vince and try to give them ideas to like spice up the character, spice up the storyline, something. Granted, yes, not everything's going to work. Like Biggie had one idea that when he said, I'm like, yeah, that's probably wasn't going to be a good idea.
When you trying to do meat on meat,
no, it was before that one. It was before that one. Now the big meaty man something meat, I will buy that t-shirt. But that's like me going to Vince and saying, hey, Vince, Vince, for almost give him a t-shirt titled BBG. No, for a fact, Jamal's not going to buy that.
Hell no. Buying that shit. Like,
big guns. Big booty girls.
I mean, it's business. And I will honestly say I don't like the direction of a lot of things WWE is doing. I really don't. But on the same fact, I won't award another show for doing the same thing either. Because I hate the fucking Dark Order. Dungeon of Doom is that shit was stupid back in the 90s.
Well, okay, so yeah, we get you don't like the Dark Order. We get you hate the Young Bucks. I've known that since we started this fucking podcast. But on the flip side, though, you gotta give them credit for what they've done with what they have.
Of course, I mean the Special Olympics is amazing if you just taper down your thing. The WNBA is amazing if you don't want to see nobody dunking. You know what I mean? Working with what you got is ROH. Working with what you got in the NWA. I am never going to award, and they have amazing matches in those other two products. But we have to acknowledge certain things. If someone gives you a crack and you starve and you think that's the best thing in the world. But we're not going to forget the botches that they AEW is doing.
Oh no! Trust me. I will criticize the botches, much like I criticize your goddess with that chair shot on Thunder Rosa. The shit that you and Jamal and Aaron didn't want me to talk about. Y'all
she's amazing.
Like, oh, y'all looking like she's perfect.
I understand what you're saying. Brother Andre, can you please step in because I have no idea. He's glitching over here. I don't know what he's saying. Like
I'm gonna say this: is AEW perfect? No. Is WWE perfect? No. Is always perfect? No. TNA?
Not
no. PW? Damn. Pause.
They're only gonna be out of business for a quarter. That's it.
Yeah, a quarter.
Just a quarter.
Well, here's the thing though.
3 months.
Here's the thing though. But let me before I continue my statement. ROH, I salute them for what they did during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
They tried.
I salute them.
They worked their hardest, yeah.
because they did what WWE could technically really do and not cut nobody.
I mean,
Always
technically, they didn't fire
way
nobody in the pandemic either. Just after the
always
pandemic, they was
makes
like,
way less than them, but yet always really held it down. So their time was coming for this second ship. So kudos to ROH and the new contracts and someone they're supposed to make. It might not work because feuds are going to be difficult for them to handle, but
That's
if
BS.
you-
I'm gonna cut you off. That's BS. Okay, because they could have did more. Yes, they kept all the employees. Great, fantastic, woohoo, woo. But what they could have did was solidify a TV deal. Sinclair Broadcasting. They could have got them a show, a weekly show. You know when ROH came on? Exactly. It came on Saturday in Baltimore. It came on Saturday morning at like 10 o'clock. No, 1 p.m. And then turn around and come on Sunday morning at like 10 o'clock in the morning. This is the stupidest goddamn schedule ever. If you want to keep that wrestling promotion, you owning TV channels across the nation, have one set time. Okay, we're going to show it on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. Every channel we got. You know what I mean? Do that. Promote that. Bring your product out there for us to watch it. ROH was a great company, besides that one dumbass match that they had.
Stop disrespecting the Pure Championship match.
the Pure Champion match is one of the best belts out there. That's why I say fuck yourself.
That match, how can I keep this PC? I can't even keep it PC. I just can't. That match sucks. It's horrible. Deserves the death penalty. Yeah, that's the PC.
What? No, it does not.
Yes, the whole match does. It's fucking slow.
You are a W fan through and through. That's all it is.
People that are revamping in the first quarter, quote unquote, you can't see my quotes. When you bring back ROH, eliminate that dumb shit.
Bring it back. Bring it back. We like it.
Dumb. But
wait, hold on, wait. All wrestling promotions have dumb shit.
Name two.
No, he's talking about one particular belt. He's talking
One
about the per championship belt.
match. You know what I mean? personally like.
Jamal doesn't like the Pure Championship division.
I like the European Championship better than that goddamn belt. You know what I mean?
No, Jamal likes the CZW style death matches.
Wait a minute. Nope, never said that. Don't quote me on that one.
You're a twinner. You don't like any extreme
You know what?
anything, huh?
You ready? What's that belt that we talked about? That multi.
You mean that bullshit atrocity that you call the belt that you don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole?
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that on the
belt
podcast.
has more
we're
prestige.
not talking about that on the podcast.
That belt has more prestige than the Pure Championship belt in my life.
Buddy, do you hear this bullshit right now?
I'm waiting for him to sing his kudos to Leo Rush again.
See, that's my man, yo.
I'm waiting for him to bow down to Roman Reigns finally.
Right.
That shit ain't never gonna happen until I interview.
I'm gonna say this. WWE has been around for a long time, yes, but one thing I will say about AEW that they do properly, that WWE can kind of learn from, is let wrestlers shine in a certain skill set.
Actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, though.
And I'm gonna say this, right now. It's not just from the most recent matches. I'm gonna go back to other matches they had. I'm gonna go back to when they first did All Out. They let wrestlers shine in certain aspects, certain areas. They let them do it. And they say, hey, what works best for you? Let's do it. Like, let's be honest. Tommy End right now, Malachi Black, that should have been what the fuck was on Raw.
You know what the funny part about it, though, is we had a snippet of that at NXT, and then they didn't know what to do with him on the main roster.
Exactly.
That's the worst part about it. Because we had a good idea of what Malachi Black was with Aleister Black on NXT, and it worked.
Look, I'm gonna give you another one. Andrade, 80-level.
So the main problem is something Mick Foley said best. WWE keeps trying to reinvent the wheel on things that don't necessarily need to be reinvented.
I mean, Al Flair is amazing. I will say it like that. I mean,
Al Flair, this motherfucker.
well, Al Flair. That's what he is. Al Flair. He took his girlfriend's surname. So he's amazing, and he's amazing in AAA. He was amazing in MC Double Triple L. I think he was over there. I can't say nothing else, but also sometimes when you believe in yourself too much, you get annoying.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, look at Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't care how much DNA he pushed into a Flair, he's never going to be a Flair.
But needless to say, though, Andre's not wrong. Andre's not wrong. Like look how long it took Roman to get to where he's at, and he's working very well.
Don't give me that shit.
Let's be honest. Shield broke up. WWE kept forcing out the Shield gimmick on him, and it was like Seth Rollins became his own person. He had his own theme song. His character kind of went out there, especially when he did his heel turn. Dean Ambrose. Granted, it was a watered-down version of Jon Moxley, but still kind of worked.
Dean Ambrose worked until that final heel turn.
He didn't want to talk about some type of cancer with Roman Reigns.
They wanted him to mention Roman's leukemia, but Dean didn't want to do that because he felt it was tasteless. Plus,
well, he in rehab right now. Let's see how tasteless the liquor is.
Will you stop, motherfucker?
No rehab for me. Whiskey in my cup, goddammit.
That was terrible. But
the
whole thing about getting jabbed for whatever. Literally, like some of the things he did in WWE was kind of doing a heel turn was kind of dumb.
I mean, most of the things he did over there was dumb, except for Renee. I guess he part Canadian there.
Andre, this is what happens every week.
Say that again.
Huh?
What happened?
I said that the only good thing he did in WWE was have sex with Renee.
Wow.
Andre, this is what happens on this podcast every week.
I mean, now he got Canadian on his breath, and then he's talking about he want to go to rehab. You think that's not a correlation? I want to do death matches. Okay, we do death matches. I gotta get drunk and do death matches.
Anyway.
Oh, everybody quiet.
This is how funny.
That's everybody quiet.
Look, okay. If you go through our entire catalog of episodes, this is how he is on a regular basis.
Shit, wait until y'all talk about mental health and that. Nah, Jack, big ass. Not my
the only person he will not talk shit about is Jade Cargill, but I will clearly do that if she does wrong.
She's a goddess.
She is not perfect.
Her body is.
That's her body.
Body fat. I don't give a damn about her wrestling.
Jade Cargill?
Yeah, Jade Cargill.
Okay.
Like,
you want to go sauce searching you, huh? Do you order?
Like Andre, let's put this. So, Buddy's a simp for Jade Cargill. Jamal's a simp for Mandy Rose.
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, I like Jade Cargill myself. What is
But Buddy, am I wrong though?
I like Mandy Rose. I'm just saying, if you easy on the eyes, I got you. As long as you don't hurt other people, I'm good. All right, so the opposite of what I'll say about the chair shot, if she would have cold cocked her and knocked the ass out,
I'm not saying
oh my gosh,
I'm not saying go for a pause. All I was saying was put a little more oomph in it. One,
you know she did.
No, that shit looks soft as fuck. It did. I've looked back at it multiple times. One, two, Buddy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Jamal not say Mandy Rose was the most attractive woman on NXT?
That is true.
I did. I said that on NXT.
And you were wrong.
On NXT.
I mean, technically, if you think about it, Mandy Rose right now with that black hair is looking fine as fuck.
Beast. God damn.
But
Amber Moon got fired. What you got? I'm like, what you got for me? Like, what you say?
Fuck Amber Moon. Boo.
Hey, what the fuck, yo?
Oh, they've been taking shots at us the whole time. All of a sudden, we talk about Amber Rose. Like, we left it alone. We ain't say nothing.
That's almost bad when he talked shit about Lady Frost for no reason.
Lady Frost, that's
friend of the show.
That's my girl.
Well, man,
I mean, technically for me, I'm just gonna say this: Jungle Boy lucky that he got Anna J right now.
All I'm gonna say is Tasmaniac. Until he cut his damn hair, he ain't gonna be taken seriously. Because I was a fan of Shark Boy too.
Ay, can we not? He is not Shark Boy.
He is Shark Boy. He that mascot. Tell Pulp that he gonna get over.
Boy 2.0.
Wouldn't that be more Luchasaurus than Shark Boy and Jungle
Exactly.
Boy?
When all the new crop of WWE talent comes over, they're not gonna know what the hell they're gonna do with them guys.
I mean, you can't really say that because MJF said it best. Him, Darby, Jungle Boy, and I think it was Orange Cassidy are the pillars of AEW right now.
And the pillars about to fall because when new people come over here, they ain't the same thing. MJF he's the best thing that AEW has. He should have the belt. He should have the mic. And fuck Tony Khan.
Here's the thing though. And it's smart what they're doing. It's smart what they're doing. MJF having his feud right now with Chris Jericho is helping him.
Well, right now he's leading a feud with Darby Allin.
Now, Darby, oh, my bad. No, my bad. Let me go back. The feud he had with just Chris Jericho helped him more with his promo delivery and his attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Darby Allin, his feud with was it Miro, I believe?
It was Miro, yeah. This match, you talking about his match against Miro?
Yeah. It showed that he can go with the big guys.
I mean, I'll put it out there. I like
Darby
Allin.
What AEW is doing, they're really making these guys go up against certain more seasoned vets in the game that kind of matches their style and helps them out.
Yeah, because let's be fair, if MJ was in WE, he would not be there for long. I'm not saying he wouldn't last, but he wouldn't.
Vince will love him.
He'll be a watered down heel.
Nah, Vince will love him. Vince will let him do what he do.
I would like that would have been a good match between him and KO just for the mic.
It would have been.
That's all it'll be. It'll be a mic match. It wouldn't be a match. It'll be a mic match.
Battle of the promos between him and Kevin Owens would have been amazing. Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in January.
I see what you're doing there.
Look, honestly, Juice Robinson, his promos are fire.
Oh yeah, Juice Robinson from in New Japan.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, the one person who can't be in WWE shooting promos is my boy, the bad boy, Tama Tonga.
Yo, buddy, did you see that thing I shared on Twitter?
Now, if you want to speak about Tama Tonga, that is a Samoan I can back.
Yo,
that wasn't gay at all. Like that was just honest. Like you got real serious.
With the Usos, it was when the Usos contract was coming up, and he challenged the Usos. I was like, yes, get us the Usos versus G.O.D.
And this man was dissing Roman Reigns like it was no tomorrow.
Ooh. I mean, shit, they was all in the same tub together when they was younger.
No, they're different.
They're all cousins.
They're all cousins.
No, they're not because they're Tongans, and Tongans are different from
No. Ming is still part of their family. Ming's still a part of their family. They all had the same wrestling boots on. Literally.
They share boots.
What's I'm gonna say? Tammy Tonga and his promos, they're fire.
They are.
His ring skill is fire too. You seen that fucking shit I said on Twitter against Okada?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fan of his. I follow him on YouTube.
The Okada was amazing.
Yo, fucking counting a Rainmaker to a Bloody Mary. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing though with Tammy Tonga. He's so good, but he's been so underrated for so long. Like people give him his props, but not enough people give him his props.
Yeah, I think part of it's because part of it's because New Japan. In New Japan, he's still an outsider.
Yeah, he's still a guy James. No matter what, like you want to talk about racism, and nobody want to boycott New Japan, but they want to boycott Saudi Arabia. It's
I
money.
mean, you're not wrong, but jeez.
They call him God James. It's the reason why the Bullet Club was created, because they didn't have nothing to do with the damn guy, God James.
You're not wrong though. You're not wrong.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody talking around like the badge of honor. That's why the All Elite Boys Club only had one black member. He's in freaking the other brotherhood. You know what I mean? The Affirmative Action Bullet Club. That's the reason why they Impact.
Why do I even fucking bother?
Am I wrong?
I mean, you got Chris Van Bullet Club now.
That's why he's calling them affirmative action Bullet Club.
All the black members are in Impact. That's why I call them Affirmative Action.
Again, why do I even fucking bother?
Wait. Since we're talking about this, let's talk about people who would never be in WWE because they wouldn't fit the Briscoes.
Oh yeah, that's not happening no time soon.
I mean, let's talk about them not really being Briscoes and how they got named Briscoe and they never acknowledged the other Briscoe brothers. That's the reason why. No, seriously, is an article
with
out
that just
there.
on ass and things.
The Briscoes, God.
God when they didn't want to come over because someone else had nothing to do with WWE.
Jay White, I believe, would never be in WWE.
I don't think Jay White will fit for real.
No, Jay Wright doesn't fit in America. That's why he was in. Anyway, we can talk about this on another podcast.
Yeah, because I think we were doing this. We had this shit for like what 2.5 hours now.
Yeah, we're burning up about 2.5 hours.
That's from the Witch Crowd too. It's only been like an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay.
Any other news, brothers? Any other news?
Any other news for real? I think we got most of the news out, including the releases and shit. We got most of the news out for real. Oh, I already did tell you about the Survivor Series shit that they announced.
It is what it is. That's what that match is gonna be. It is what it is.
It's gonna be that Survivor Series.
Literally gonna be SS shit show. So,
yeah,
brothers, I would like to thank you guys for today's show. Fortunately, can't show you my video because of Comcast and Apple. Thanks.
Don't fool Jamal.
Yes, Andre, welcome. Thank you for being a guest today. Aaron. Aaron
wasn't even here this week.
God bless you, Aaron. Have fun at the movies. Heard it sucks. Will, thank you for joining us today. And Buddy, thank you, sir, for joining us.
I finished my cup. I will be on Twitter tonight. I might be live tweeting. Come at me, especially you fucker. I should fucking say your name, but I'm gonna come at you later. Okay.
God.
I don't have Twitter, sir. I only have Instagram.
Go out and let people come at you, and you come at them.
So Andre, if you decide to join us next week, make sure you plug your Instagram because most of us have Twitter.
No, I'm joining next week. I am joining next week because we got some shit to talk about right now.
So looks like we got somebody to join our group then.
You said what?
Which is funny, Andre, because I remember me and you was talking about making a wrestling podcast anyway. Remember?
Yes, and I remember I pitched my idea about some NXT call-ups. I had the best fucking idea ever.
Oh yeah, definitely join back next week. I'll give Jamal your number and just send him your email address.
I bet.
All right, fellas. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Like, join, subscribe, add a friend, tell people. We will see you next week for episode 30. Good day. Stopping the live stream, and my computer's moving slow.